Victor Galvan. Yeah. 24/7 mindset. Yeah. 24/7 mindset. Let's go. 24/7 mindset.
All right, welcome to another episode of 24/7 Mindset with Victor Galvan and Jose Cruz, where today we're going to be talking about Victor's success. And I would like to start off by asking a question, if possible, Victor. What is the hardest thing you did to be successful?
What is the hardest thing I did to be successful? One of the hardest things, man, it was to understand that it can be done, that it was possible, but the one that can separate me from everything is to really believe on myself, to really believe that I can do it, and I can do it different than everybody else by always committing, by always showing up, by always finish on time. So it requires a lot, but the main one is to really believe on me. So that was the one that take off, that opened the rest of the doors for the other ones to be, to get the right commitment, to finish on time, to stay committed, and all that stuff.
Now, there was people that help you get to that point?
Yeah, so there was a lot of people in my life that kind of saw the potential in me and wanted to help me, saw something in me, but they didn't know what was it. So at the end of the day, it goes back to the commitment that you got to have, the belief, the trust that you got to have in yourself. But because you can have a lot of people, and like my area is that in my knowledge that I had before, people can come to you and tell you what to do, but if it doesn't cost you, you ain't gonna do nothing. But if you pay somebody that's telling you what to do, you're really gonna do it because you're paying him. So it goes back that at the end of the day, it depends on you. It doesn't matter who tried to help you in your journey, in your career.
So let me ask you a question. So when you feel like you're on top, when you've done it all, how do you stay up there? How do you prepare yourself to stay on top?
It's a dedication of a lot of things. You got to be consistent. You still got to deliver. You got to show up, and you got to finish on time. Same thing, but you got to do it over and over and over and over.
You have money to invest into a business. What is the first thing you're going to do to start up a business? Let's say
Invest in myself.
Okay, but investment-wise, like, what would you do to start up a business to start creating money? Would you go the construction route again?
Probably not, but at the same time, it's investing in people. It goes back to the same thing.
Yeah, but so what would you, like, you're down to your last $1 million, okay?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing to create more money to try to get back to where you were?
I will invest it in me, and when I say in me, is me running whatever that situation is. I will not put it in the bank. I will not trust other to give me like a percentage. I will not invest it into a business that somebody's gonna make the decision. If I'm to the last $1 million, I will invest it in a company that I can run, that I can make the decision.
What company would you get into?
It's confusing, but it will probably be in a company that can do service, provide service.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, from fence, roofing, HVAC, anything that provides
Service.
service. And why service? Because there's a big need of quality of companies. A lot of people is willing to pay the price. It's just not that there's no people willing to go after that money. And they think that they got to work hard. to get the money, and it's not. All you got to do is satisfy these people, make their experience amazing. That's it. So if I come down to my last million, it'll be in one of the companies that I can invest, that I can run myself.
If you had to choose one of those companies, which one would it be?
Roofing.
Roofing? Why is that?
Fucking Florida's hot, man, and roofers, the roofs.
That's
they
a tough
break down all
business.
the stuff, yeah.
It's a tough job.
It's tough, but
How do you find people for that type
but
of job?
I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna find the people to do it, man. The people that's hungry, that they work every day. I used to do it that way, man. I used to be on top of a roof. I used to be on top of asphalt. I used to be on top of sand that's fucking 200 degrees. My boots was almost melting, but I didn't care. I had a purpose. I knew what I want, and I was, going after it. So these kids, these people's like that.
How much money would you say you needed to start up a business like that?
Right now, $497,000.
That was a precise number.
That's 100%. I study over and over, and that's how I started my businesses. Now,
So 497,000. So
$497,000.
about 500,000.
497,000.
Okay. I'm rounding up. So
When you run numbers off, you got to be careful. In the business world, they feel that you didn't take it serious when you run the number. So it's okay to put cents and dollars and stuff like that. Just a little bit of input for anybody that's listening. I just lost a job that we was a 4 million, 36,000, whatever. So my guys decide to drop without telling me. They rounded off to 4 million. The next guy was 4 million 8. I was actually lower, but since we rounded off, it took credibility. It's crazy. And we didn't got it because of that.
Wow.
That was on the HVAC company.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they go, I thought we could do it this way, but I'm like, no, we don't fucking do it that way. We just lost it because we rounded off. You took credibility of your numbers, your calculator, your estimate, your spreadsheet, whatever you want to name it.
See, that's knowledge right there, because a lot of people would probably do the same things, round it off to make it easier. Oh, it makes it easy, a round number, but those precise numbers are there for a reason.
They're there for a reason.
Wow. See?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
But it doesn't make sense until you hear it from somebody that you lost the job. Soon as they send the 4 million, when I saw the number, before they even come back, I'm like, I called Billy. I'm like, Billy, this doesn't look right. Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We wasn't fine when they told us that we wasn't getting the job because of that. But I kind of knew there was something wrong, but I kind of identified what was it. It's just that he rounded off.
Can I ask you another question? Do you think it's a good business practice to create a company, build a company, and then want to sell the company off?
No.
No. Tell me why, please.
If you can find the people that can run this company, you give them ownership of the company, and you got all the systems, you got everything in place that, yes, build it. But if you got to start from scratch, you got to go and find the people. You got to go and create the people. And then you got to tell them what to do, how it's done, and other stuff. You're going to kill yourself. So sometimes it's easier to go and find $1 million company that has already a little bit of history, that has a PM or a super or whatever, but the only difference is that they've been doing it and they know somehow they got a system. All you got to do is implement their system and make it better. But when you start from scratch, you got to go from zero, implement systems, people, how everybody's going to run and all that stuff. It makes it harder.
And you don't want to sell off your company after doing all that, you're saying?
No, I didn't say that. The purpose of all this is to always sell the company. If you're not building a company to sell, get out of that. You always, every day, you got to be building your company to sell. What are you doing different today that you did yesterday, right? What are you doing different tomorrow that is going to impact the next day and the next day and the next day? And how that works is that so how well you set up your team and your system, so when these people come and buy you out, it's easier to scale. Because if you're not scalable, right? If you can't prove these people that your goal last year was, for example, 100,000, you hit it, right? Then next year you're gonna hit 3 million, you hit it. So now they're like, oh, there's some trust. But then when they come and ask you the hard questions, like, hey, where are you gonna be in 10 years? And you go with a crazy number that doesn't make no sense, all the credibility goes back down, so they ain't gonna buy you. So that's what I'm saying. Every day you gotta build your business to sell with the purpose and intention that you're gonna adopt everything that you need to adapt when the hard questions comes in, you know, and your team knows, because they may not ask it to you, because you as the owner, they may not want you, they want the team. But if the team is not informed of the whole process of why you're building it to sell, he's gonna give the wrong answers, and we're not gonna be able to sell the company.
Plus, it's just good to like add value to your company, regardless. So
You have to add value.
always building as adding value to your company. That's first and foremost, anyways.
Every day.
Even if you're not really intentionally building to sell, you want to add value to your company, anyways. Yeah.
No, you gotta build to sell, because if you go with the mindset, you're gonna fail. You have to build to sell, and this is the reason. Let's say you don't sell. That fucking company is gonna be so profitable, you don't need to sell. If somebody wants to buy you, it's so profitable that they're gonna pay you a big exit. So it works both ways. You're just waiting for that chance. If that chance never comes in, at least you're making money. The company is scalable.
Time. That's a big freaking issue right there. How much time do you have in your day to build your businesses?
I got zero time for BS.
Yeah, okay, that's for sure. But
100%. I don't spend time with people that I think that they're gonna that they're gonna drain me out. Because most of the people, they're not committed to themselves. They're just looking to see if they can change something, if they feel comfortable. They will come and ask me, hey, Victor, can we have a lunch? Can we have a meeting? And I'm like, no. And they're like, why? I thought you help people. I'm like, yeah, I used to, but.
where do you concentrate your time now?
So now I concentrate my time on impacting the things that can bring me cash flow. Why am I gonna concentrate myself on a fucking guy that's not gonna listen to me? But if he will pay me, guess what? I'll be there. If he doesn't listen to me, I don't care. I concentrate on the things that can impact my cash flow.
What are some of the biggest things you got going right now for cash flow wise?
Residential. I own a few houses that bring me cash flow that they're paid for.
That's a big business. You still into that? You still into a lot of real estate?
Yeah, I'm not too much now. I'm more into acquiring and buying companies. I'm on that road because in the next 18 years, a lot of these owners, their kids, they don't want to know nothing about businesses, you know. So what are they going to do? They've been in business 30, 40 years, and I'm going after them. So that's my strategy that I'm doing. I'm going to go after businesses instead of real estate.